Welcome back to Dad's Deals and Dumbbells, the podcast where dad life meets business hustle and barbells.
We're two dads, one chiropractor, one lawyer, building businesses, raising families, trying to stay healthy, and occasionally getting humbled by life and the internet.
And today we're talking about something that every entrepreneur has either dealt with or will deal with in time, and that is bad reviews, fake reviews, social media nonsense, and how one angry person can really screw things up for your business and hit you for years to come.
Yep. We've got entrepreneur Julia Hensel with us today, and she's going to be a good one. I'm definitely excited about this one because she's definitely helped us out a ton. So let's get into it.
Absolutely. Let's talk real quick about some wins and fails for this past week, Mitch. We both had spring break with our children.
Yes.
Mine was probably a little less chaotic than yours.
I definitely need a break from the break, but we had a good time.
Yeah?
Yep. So I'd say that was definitely a win. We had a successful vacation. No one got hurt. No one drowned in the pool.
Not a ton of tears?
Always. But then the kids, everyone's like, all day yesterday at work, everyone's like, oh, I'm sure the kids just passed out, right? Because they were swimming in the pool on the beach all day. Like, no, they were up till like midnight still after being in the pool all day. Like,
no naps, nothing?
Henry would nap, but the girls wouldn't. And then I'm like, how are you guys still asleep? Like, go to bed. And then there's an F3, there was two other F3 guys there at the same time.
Oh, really?
We were all within like a mile of each other, and the one AO in the area was across the street from our place. And I was like, yeah, I'll show up. And then the kids wouldn't go to bed.
Oh, so you did the organized workouts during this too?
I was going to, but then they were up till 11:30 midnight.
Oh.
I'm like, guys, I'm not coming. It's vacation too. Like I slept until 6:30 and still worked out, but I'm not going to F3 at 5 in the morning on vacation because of that. So the win.
So that was a fail.
The other win is we got to work out. We found a gym. It was a cool gym. It was like $60 for the week.
I will say I'm always impressed by your and Ella's social media because every vacation you're on, I think the first vacation photo I see of the two of you is you guys working out at some gym.
Yep. It was a cool gym. It was like I said, I used my phone, didn't talk to a single person, checked in, paid $60 for the week, and didn't talk to a single person the whole time. It was great.
Nice. Good facility.
Yeah. They had like a legit powerlifting like dungeon. So that was pretty funny.
That's awesome.
They had like for most bodybuilders, right? They like to look in the mirror. Powerlifters don't. So this powerlifting gym was maybe the size of this room, and it had 2 power racks, a bench press rack, an Olympic lifting platform, and then floor-to-ceiling mirrors with curtains on them. So when the powerlifters were in there, they could close the curtains and they couldn't see. I'm like, all right, this place is legit. So it was pretty cool.
Oh, interesting.
I left the mirrors on though.
Yeah. Well, you like to look at yourself in the mirror.
No,
I understand.
I just didn't want to. I'm not a powerlifter. The fails, though, when we were posting our last episode, I forgot to tag a guy, and he texted me.
Oh.
So I forgot to tag Sal, and he's like, come on, man. I was like, I'm sorry. This is why I'm not allowed to do any social media posting in our office.
Oh. Well, then you fixed it.
I fixed it within 2 seconds.
Sal's been on 3 episodes.
Yeah, he can.
I mean, Sal, if you're watching this episode, you're probably not watching because you're not on this episode, Sal.
Yep. He likes also.
Actually, we'll do this. Sal, if you are watching this episode, you call me out on it, and I'll make a $100 donation to the charity of your choice.
Oh.
No,
Yeah.
watch. He's not watching.
Nope. I won't say anything.
Anyway, well, I will tell you, my biggest fail, I think, was, I'm older than everybody else that's in the room, and I continue to learn the lesson that sometimes you shouldn't punish your body while you're on vacation and do things that you shouldn't do. Uh-oh. And, drink to excess every so often. My wife orders a bottle of wine. She says she didn't. She says I ordered it for her. And she wasn't feeling very well at dinner. And she's like, yeah, I don't want to have any. I'm like, it's a $110 bottle of wine,
You're not letting that waste.
I drank the bottle of wine. It was not good. And the next day when I got up to go run, it was very challenging. It was hot. It was challenging. My heart rate did not like it.
So the wine wasn't good at all?
The wine tasted great going down.
Got it.
And it was just not a pleasant experience after that. She says I was funny, though. So I guess that's an upside.
That's a win.
That's a win, sure. I would say, though, we did actually have a good vacation. The kids got a chance to relax. We had a lot of laughs. So it was good overall, and it was minimal drama. So always good for a family vacation.
Yes.
And I took my laptop with me. I didn't open it a single time.
There you go.
Now, I was on my phone a fair amount answering emails, but I didn't actually get the laptop out. So I think it's a win.
Nothing serious happened.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Now, before we started the show, we had a brief chat with Julia, and we'll bring her on here in just a minute here. We have to hear about this. I'm not sure if we call it a vacation. We'll have to ask her if she thinks it's a vacation. But it's very interesting.
Wellness retreat.
Yeah, because I'm not sure I could do what she's about to do. I think it'd be good for me.
I think it's like an interest when, like you mentioned, when Elle and I go on vacation, we want to find a gym. We go work out. We go to La Chiva. We have a gym that we go to. like on our cruises, like she's adamant she gets to work out every day.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're active on vacation, but we're not doing like a vacation to be active. So I'm interested to hear a little bit.
I think there's probably something to be learned there for sure.
Yep.
So we'll get to bring Julia on in just a minute here, get to talk about Google reviews and negative stuff that sometimes people think they can't do anything about. And in fact, they can. And we want to share that with listeners.
Definitely.
So let's take a quick break and bring in our... All right, so let's jump into it and let's bring in our guest for today. We have Julia Hensel with us today. And when Mitch and I were talking about this before, we've each encountered situations where we've had unfair, unreal reviews that have hit us on Google. There are the people get them on Yelp and some other places, but Google, since that's a big one for us anyway, and what to do about it. I've tried to contest them on my own. I've had very limited success with that. And this is something that if you're an entrepreneur, hopefully you understand the value of this.
Extremely.
Because those negative reviews really impact your rating, how high you're going to be up on searches and so forth. And people look at them. We get compliments all the time on how many reviews we had and positive ratings, and that's why people call. So I met Julia at a networking event, I guess is probably the best way to refer to it. And we were talking about it, and somehow she mentioned a couple companies that she has, and we started talking about the Google reviews. And I've had people before contact us offering to get reviews removed. And each company that contacted us, I had very little confidence in, and it was always something, well, you start paying us a monthly fee, and then we'll start working on it. And, we can't guarantee anything, but we have good success. And I was like, that sounds like something that...
Not too interesting.
It's
not a good sales pitch.
And it wasn't. And then Julia's like, oh, yeah. She's like, hire us, it's all contingency. If we don't get it done, it doesn't come down. I was like, what's the catch? And there wasn't a catch.
Sounds like it was pretty straightforward.
It was pretty straightforward.
It works or it doesn't.
And
if it works.
Honestly,
If it doesn't work.
And so I reached out to her, I don't know, a week later or whatever it was, and I said, hey, we'd like to do this. And she's like, okay, great. You got 6, 7, whatever it was, negative reviews. She's like, yeah, we can start working on this. We'll get it removed within a couple of days. I'm like, Julia's full of shit. Great. I was positive.
That's what everyone
I was positive. And sure enough, I was wrong. So, Julia, please, if you would introduce yourself to listen to the audience.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. As a small business owner myself, I totally understand that small businesses get hit with all kinds of crazy reviews. And I own 2 companies. One does search engine optimization for law firms, and a lot of our legal clients specifically were struggling with a lot of crazy 1-star reviews. For whatever reason, lawyers see it all, especially divorce lawyers get reviews from the person getting divorced. On the other side of the case, they get reviews that say they wouldn't take my case. Lawyers just get all kinds of crazy reviews. And so we were looking for a way to help our clients, and we came across this company called RepSpert that had amazing success. And so I acquired RepSpert just about a year ago. And it's been awesome getting to help business owners, not just law firms, but across many industries with their crazy reviews.
So from an entrepreneur standpoint, I have to ask a question because you identified a problem that your current businesses that you were working for was encountering. Mm-hmm. And you saw a business that knew how to do this. Mm-hmm. You didn't start working with them, you acquired them.
We did start working with them first because I had the same reaction as you, Joe, when I had heard about this company and that they could get down reviews. I was like,
needed some proof of concept.
Yeah, I needed some proof of concept. And so at first we would just kind of partner with them for our clients. And our clients loved it because, yes, it hurts their 1-stars hurt their ratings, which hurt their SEO, but more than anything, I think the 1-star reviews just get under people's skin because it's like, oh, I know that guy was nuts, and it just is really...
It's always the crazy one.
Yeah, it's really frustrating for people. And so I would just see how happy the clients were when we get the reviews down. And then also the company has always had this no success, no fee model, which I thought was really cool. And I just hadn't seen anyone else in the industry like that. And then kind of came up, one of the founders of the company was looking to exit. And so the opportunity came up to acquire. And I just thought it was a fantastic opportunity all around.
Well, as an entrepreneur, I think it's a gutsy move just simply to acquire the company. I think that's fantastic. I will say this, and this may be unique to the legal profession in particular. Mm-hmm. There are certain industries, definitely legal profession, where we are very limited with our ability to respond to a negative review.
Mm-hmm.
So are we.
Yeah.
So, and there are cases where attorneys, I did actually taught a CLE on this about 6 months ago. There are situations where attorneys have responded to a negative review and said, you're lying about what happened. You did X, Y, and Z, and you were found guilty because you were guilty. Mm-hmm. And those things may all be true. But as a lawyer, you can't ethically say that.
Right.
Yep.
air out
So-
all the details of their case. You're
Right.
not allowed to.
Right,
So,
right. So the conventional wisdom that I've always imparted to other people is talk to them, try to get them to remove it on their own. And we've done that before. And some of these people just want to be heard. And they want to yell at somebody
Totally.
and know that you heard them. And sometimes complaints are real. Maybe somebody didn't communicate as well as they should have, or what have you. But lawyers in particular are very limited with what they can actually do.
Yeah.
So, and when you get that unfair review and there's no way to rationalize with the person, get them to bring it down, you're stuck in a position where you have a problem.
Yeah, and for us, we're kind of HIPAA rules are interesting. Like, we're not allowed to give away like personal information, health information, but when the patient is the one like openly engaging us, it kind of removes that barrier, and we can just say like, "Hey, sorry for the experience." We can do some of those things. We can respond to them a little bit. We're not in any sort of legal trouble or like violation of HIPAA rules, since they initiated it technically and said they were a patient in our office. That kind of just removes the veil there. But it doesn't prevent some of the crazies, or unfortunately, most of our 1-stars are just poor communication on some team members. Like, I'd like to get rid of those.
Yeah.
But it's just a one-time bad experience. We moved on from it. We fixed the issue, and we'd rather not hinder someone from getting better in the office also.
Now, you and I are very keyed into this. And Julia, you want to explain to people the significance of a negative Google review? Because there are some people, I do know some entrepreneurs who are not, they don't work on getting reviews. They don't really understand it. But you want to kind of talk about the negative ones and how they can impact somebody?
Yeah, there's kind of two different pieces of it. One is it can impede your ability to rank if ranking in local search is important for you. So a lot of businesses really want to show up when someone searches chiropractor, lawyer, et cetera. And so the key drivers of those rankings in the map section of Google search is how many reviews you have, your total score, and also your review velocity. So how frequently you're getting new reviews. And negative reviews obviously impact the middle of that, which is your total score, because your average 1-star review it takes 10 or more 5-star reviews to offset the impact of a 1-star review, just because that's how math works. And so it can be very unfortunate. You can have hundreds of happy customers, but then one person gets really angry. Maybe you've never even worked with them, and that drags down your score. And the difference between being a 4.6 versus a 4.7 versus a 4.8 can be a factor of whether you're visible or not, which can mean, thousands of dollars for many businesses. So that's kind of the main thing, is your search visibility. And then the second thing is obviously prospects' perception of your company or firm. And I don't know about you guys, but when I look up companies, I look at their score, and then I often say score lowest to highest. Yep. And because I want to see, the people who are angry, what is it about, so that I know if I can trust them. And so it's unfortunate because, again, you work hard for all of those positive reviews that people scroll right past and then look at the 1-star reviews.
I definitely go for the 1-stars just to see one. And I go, okay, was the patient crazy, or was the person crazy?
Yeah.
Or was the business actually at fault? And usually,
totally.
And then also, I've had some patients where they'll go, I read the responses to the negative reviews, and they were pretty funny. So now I trust the owners even more.
We saw
so I make sure to respond to all of them.
Totally. And we saw one company the other week that got a 1-star review that literally said, I have never worked with this company. I'm just reading the other 1-star reviews, and I don't like the way the company handled it, and therefore I'm writing another 1-star review about their 1-star review approach. So anyway, we've seen it all.
It's interesting.
And that company wasn't able to get that resolved on their own?
They weren't able. I know it's crazy because obviously your first approach should be going to Google directly through your admin console and trying to dispute the review.
Yep.
But Google, unfortunately, gets like hundreds of thousands of those a day is the latest stat that I've heard. And so it very often moves the needle. Even though literally in this review, the person said right in there, I'm not a customer of this business.
Wow.
But yet they still couldn't get it down on their
Interesting.
So the interesting piece about your business is that you guys don't just simply go through the panel like I could do or Mitch could do. You have other tools at your disposal, and the policies to be able to go after and attack it.
Exactly. All of our reporting is from the outside, so we don't need access to your profile, which means we can never harm the profile as well. I think a lot of people worry, like, if I go for review removal, will that somehow hurt my profile? But if it basically is too powerful of a weapon for Google to give someone to be able to harm it from the outside, which makes everything we do very secure.
Either way, the risk of the harm of a 1-star review versus you trying to get rid of it, worth it.
Yeah.
As far as risk management.
Yeah.
That seems silly.
Yeah.
I think we were successful at getting rid of like a random hour-long attack of, like, it was me, and we acquired our office too in 2019, and then that owner moved to Milwaukee. So our office, his office, and some random office in like Boston all got reviews within the same hour, like 10 or 15 one-star reviews within an hour from the same different things. I'm like, there's some sort of bot here. So we were able to report that one and successfully get those removed by Google.
Yep.
But I'm shocked that the person wasn't able to get rid of the one that said, I haven't worked here.
Yeah, that is the most common that we do see Google act on, is things that are mass spam attacks. Google will take down. Sometimes actually they overcorrect on that and say you get mass of good reviews. Like a lot of people will run an event and they'll say, leave us a 5-star at our backpack drive. And they'll get like 45 reviews in one day after not getting very many. Yep. Google will often take those down. But any mass action, it causes...
It's a flag.
Yeah, it can be a flag. But I'm glad you were able to get those down. That's the most common scenario where we see Google actually take action. Which is funny because sometimes people, when they're really upset, they'll leave a lot of negative reviews.
Oh, really?
And so say you have 5 clinic locations, they'll leave one on every single one. It's ironic because that actually makes the review the most likely to come down if they go and spam all of your locations. So they're really mad. They're trying to make a bigger impact, but they actually make less of one. Anyway.
We'll have to tell them next time.
More you know.
Please give me a negative review on every clinic you ever see.
Ask them if they're going to leave one.
Just antagonize them.
Yeah.
Because we had one person say, I'm going to give you a negative review. I'm like, well, here's the receipt of the phone call where we were upfront with you what you said. So, and then they didn't say anything. But
of course,
I should have antagonized them. Like, please do.
Leave more.
Yeah. Well, we had one right before we hired you, Julia. We had a client who we'd represented for a couple of years, I think like 3 years, and there were no issues, none whatsoever, and we were finished. And I think they got their final bill and paid it. So didn't complain, no issue. I didn't get a phone call about that attorney, nothing. And then we got 3 negative reviews that were all linked back to this person. And we linked them back because I've got somebody on my team who might as well be a private investigator instead of an attorney. And she linked them all together, and they were all from the same person. We called that person. They took one down. I think we got another one down, and the other one could not come down until you guys got involved. So I will say from a personal standpoint, when we used your company, it was very successful. It was worth every penny.
Glad to hear it.
Yeah.
So what drew you to acquiring the business?
Yeah, a couple things. One, I think I just had seen the happiness that it provided our clients. And honestly, more than their rating, it just made them so thrilled. And so I was like, man, in the SEO world, we can make people happy, but I never, quite frankly, seen people quite as happy as when they got really horrible reviews down. And I was like, that just, brings a lot of joy. And my husband also owns a small business. He's gotten some very unfair reviews before. And so just being able to see like the impact it makes on small business owners' lives.
Do you send him an invoice after you help his business?
Oh, yeah. I just helped him with some Glassdoor reviews, and I was like, I'll give you a good price. Don't worry. But I did definitely hit up his credit card. And so...
For shopping, right?
Anyway.
Between the two then, for the SEO and the review removal, like which one gets like the biggest reaction from people when you say, this is what I do for work?
Definitely review removal. I would like to say SEO, but I think, we have a very specific niche of working with law firms. And so if you really nerd out on that type of thing, you nerd out on that type of thing. But when I talk with small business owners in general, everyone has a story. There's no small business owner I talk to that I say, I help with 1-star reviews, and they don't immediately give me the story of the most unfair review they've ever gotten. So it leads to some really fun conversations.
So with this review spurt, or was it Rep Spurt, sorry. That's just a single business, right? It's not a franchise.
Correct. It's just a single business, but we work across all industries.
So then how did that get started?
Yeah, so my business partner, who's now my business partner after I acquired it, started the business 5 years ago. It's actually our 5-year birthday this week, which has been
Congrats.
A lot of fun. So he started 5 years ago. He actually had a furniture company that had struggled with unfair reviews. And, he was looking to start something new. He's very entrepreneurial. And so he was like, there's got to be a way to get justice for these. And so had just kind of been tinkering around with it on his own. And then over time came up with better and better methodologies. And then he really pioneered the no success, no fee model, which was a huge differentiator.
For sure.
And it's just like a really easy way to start a conversation because it's like truly what is the risk.
Yeah.
And so he grew the business a ton, and then we were able to join forces last year.
Nice.
Now, so we have to hit it because the other business that you do have, a lot of people don't really understand what SEO is. You want to talk a little bit about the other business as well?
Yes, SEO, search engine optimization. So basically appearing higher in Google search. So most of our clients are personal injury lawyers. So when someone Googles car accident lawyer of Chicago, people really want to appear at the top of those results. And obviously the two go super hand in hand because your reviews impact your search engine optimization. And so that's why it goes nicely together. It also, from a business, like sales and marketing perspective, RepSpert has worked with over 1,000 law firms, and so it's a great conversation starter with the SEO company as well, because many people will get reviews down, get all their negative reviews down, and then they're wondering, okay, what else can I do to improve my search presence? And that's when we can intro them to LexiGate. So it makes a nice, ecosystem for the companies.
For sure.
So for LexiGate in particular, can you give like a dumbed down version of what SEO actually is?
Yes.
Or how it works?
It's the cloud, dude.
Good question.
Oh, it's the cloud.
It's the cloud. No one knows the cloud.
So there are a lot of different factors that impact your rankings in Google search. And this is also changing every day as there's now more and more. It's not just the traditional Google search results, but like AI overviews that now show at the top. But the things that have the most influence on whether or not your company appears is one, the content that is on your website. So even in today's AI day, like the age of AI, Google, ChatGPT, et cetera, only know information about your company from what is on your website. So having really good content about the terms you're trying to appear for. The second thing is overall trust of the website. So all of these algorithms are basically trying to determine, is the information on this website trustworthy? And so they look at things like how many other websites link to this website, because that's a sign that the content is trusted.
Those are what we call backlinks?
That's what we call backlinks, yes, exactly. So that's kind of the second factor in your visibility. And then the third leg of the stool is like the technical architecture of your website. So making sure you have the right metadata, the right, it's called schema. It's basically a technical term for structured data that's on your website. You're already yawning. I can tell. The SEO is definitely, we get very technical and in the weeds. But anyway, it's those are kind of the main things that cause your website to rank or not.
Now, is LexiGate a company that you started from scratch?
No, so I also acquired LexiGate.
Just out buying things left and right.
What's the next thing?
It's been a journey. I mean, honestly, we're open to it. If other people, just to manifest that into the world, if other people have things in the adjacent to search visibility in the legal world space.
Have you thought of an ads agency?
Ooh, yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, PPC. So we don't do any like paid ads. So that's one thing we've thought about.
You don't manage Google ads or anything like that?
No, we don't. I'm personally a little skeptical about the future of the paid ad world as there's more and more AI, et cetera.
I agree.
But for the right price, I would consider an ad agency.
This is my next question then. Like, what's the difference between, you said you don't want to specialize in law. Why just law and not other small businesses like healthcare, Cairo?
Yeah.
Why won't you work with Mitch is what he's
No,
asking. Why won't you work with
an
me?
SEO person. We like our SEO person.
Yeah.
He does great. We have great Google conversion and all that things. No issues there. I'm just curious why law specific? Because I know he does, I think he mostly does chiropractors too.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Is there a difference between law versus others in the SEO world? Is it just because you're familiar more with the content on the websites that you can speak to?
Yeah. In general, there is a lot of overlap in the strategy between businesses that are trying to optimize for local search, of which law, chiropractor, home services would all fit that category. So, the lessons that we've learned in legal can be helpful for other businesses like that. It would not be helpful for like someone who's trying to, has an Amazon product or a SaaS company or whatever. But within local services, there's a lot of overlap. I think for us, personal injury is quite frankly the most competitive of the search terms. I mean, everything is competitive and different in its own way. But personal injury is probably the most, which means it's where there's the most kind of cutting edge strategies being deployed. So could we take that and then apply it to other local services businesses? Perhaps, but before I even acquired the company, there was a major focus in legal, and so we just want to continue kind of staying at the tip of the spear of what's next, and so that's what we focus on.
Fair.
So Julia, as part of your profile that you provide to us, we would call them dad stats, but that would be appropriate for this situation. One of the things that I did not know, and I'm actually a little sad it's not how I met you, is that from legal conferences, you have a nickname.
Yes.
You're the cookie lady.
I am the cookie lady. Honestly, some
You have
people
a cookie
can't
company
even.
that you made?
That might be my third acquisition potentially with how much I spend in cookie dough.
I'll be honest with you. When I saw that, I thought she was bringing cookies to us, Mitch.
I should have. I'll send you some. But yeah, so at conferences, I go to a lot of law firm conferences
Sure.
and often have a booth, but I like to stand out, do something a little different. And so I freshly bake cookies at the booth.
Impressive.
Kind.
Wait a minute. At the booth you bake
At
them?
the booth. Yeah, no, I'm not
So
like
there's a
bringing
toaster
in
oven
baked
there.
cookies. Yeah, I literally have a toaster oven, hence the nickname of the cookie lady. But it's a great marketing
smart.
shtick. Because
I like
at my
that.
core, I'm a marketer. And so it's like,
Yeah,
you know,
so
there's
what did you go to school for?
business. So I
Okay.
did undergrad in business, and then I went to Booth for MBA. And I think I've always loved marketing. It's kind of the through line between the two companies. But anyway,
Sure.
at the booth, you know, there's thousands of people at these conferences, and everyone just whines. You know, no one comes to my booth, blah blah blah. But
You gotta give 'em a reason.
I'm like, yeah, you got to give them a reason.
That
And
is
you
a-
also
Cookie's a good reason.
never know.
I would be coming back
Exactly.
every 10 minutes.
Yeah, okay. I do have some like frequent. I'm like, you need like a punch card or something because some people, I think that's all they
Limit
eat at
one
the conferences.
per hour.
But the smell is what is
Oh,
good
yeah.
because sometimes your booth will be in some obscure corner, but if you start wafting out an oven
Yeah,
that
it
opens,
extends.
it's like
100
Subway or
yards.
whatever.
I'm not
that
gonna lie. I think
smell.
it's kind of genius. I
It was
really do.
fun.
Yeah. All right. Originally from Minneapolis,
Mm-hmm.
and now you're in Chicago. And we talked a little bit about this before. Are you a White Sox fan? Oh, you're a Twins fan still.
I'm a Twins fan because I'm originally from Minnesota, but I live walking distance from the White Sox stadium now.
Lord.
And I do take advantage of the $5 tickets.
Yeah. Well,
Vikings?
it's because no one wants to watch
Bears?
the White Sox.
I'm fully Minnesota.
McCarthy fan? Or who's the guy they just got from Arizona? Short guy?
I'm so bad at following it recently.
who's the
I'm
quarterback?
sorry.
I forgot his name.
But you're all in for Minnesota still.
Yes, I still follow Minnesota Wild
Murray?
Timberwolves.
Shoot. I forgot his name already.
Sorry.
He's irrelevant, basically. Yeah.
On the workout end of things, I understand you're a big Peloton fan.
Correct.
I was impressed when I saw. I've never used the referral fee thing.
Mm-hmm.
So as I have a Peloton, and you can have a code, and if you refer people use your code, like with the Tesla, people use your code, you get a discount. How much did you get in discounts?
Almost $3,000. Before I think they permanently shut down my code.
I don't doubt it.
So it's a short-term strategy.
You just like get
But-
your entire family on it, or
No,
what?
no, no. No one I know personally has bought a Peloton, but I posted it on a coupon finding website. This is my life hack. And so, because for the person who buys a Peloton, using my code gives them like $100 off or something.
Honestly, it is absolute genius. I've never thought of doing something like that, but if people use it, I mean,
the way
they
to
might
do
as
it.
well give you a W-2, Julia.
Yeah, I know. I checked my email one day. I was like, you have $2,000 in Peloton credits. I'm like, this is incredible.
Jeez, just buy a new Peloton or what?
Well, only for apparel, and the Peloton apparel, that's all they can go toward. But the Peloton apparel is not cheap. And
Just imagine
so-
if you did it for
good?
Lululemon for you.
Oh,
Well, they have a partnership. There's
Okay.
Peloton Lulu apparel.
Okay, so you know
it's,
it's
it's good stuff.
So that's good stuff.
Yeah,
okay.
Beyond Yoga. Anyway, the whole
I get a
suite.
25% discount.
Wow.
Because you're what do you call it? What's your title?
I have. They don't know this. Don't listen, Lulu. But
Please don't listen to this.
I originally got it because they were giving it to chiropractors and physical therapists because it's great, like flexible work clothes, right? So and it feels great. You can do all my stretches. You can do every. You can be pigeon pose. Every stretch you can do it in Lulu, in their pants. And then they got rid of it for chiropractors and PTs, but then they kept it for personal trainers. And I had my CrossFit Level 1 certification.
There you go.
It's now expired, but
I don't know. I would have said that on
don't
the
tell them
podcast.
that. Don't listen, Lulu. But give me the 25%, please, still, because I tell everyone I wear Lulu only. But I still got the 25% discount because
Nice.
it applies to trainers, and I'm a trainer.
Well, that is a solid life hack. I'm not gonna lie.
That's smart.
It's
That's good.
yeah. You have a personal motto: progress over perfection,
Yeah.
and clear as kind.
Yes.
We never got what kind of cookies you make.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Still stuck on that.
Back to the cookies.
Chocolate chip. Well, I've iterated. I've tried some other ones. Like I tried peanut butter. I tried like a monster cookie. Sometimes I
trouble with
do
some
gluten-free
okay.
upon request.
Oof.
But yeah, chocolate chip
requests.
by far
Pass.
goes the fastest.
Oh,
so
yeah.
now I'm just like, I got to stick to my knitting and do core chocolate chip.
Good. So you can probably get a little bit of allergy issues with the peanut butter too.
Yeah, I know. It worried
course.
me. I thought I almost killed a guy, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna be. It's a personal
That's
injury
probably the
conference.
opposite of the
I'm like,
marketing
I'm
you
gonna
wanna
get
do.
sued. This is horrible.
You
So-
should know at this point. But yeah.
Oopsies.
Oops.
All right, so your personal mottos.
Yes.
Tell us about those.
Yeah, the progress over perfection. I mean, I think living as an entrepreneur, it's like nothing, you never get to perfection. And so there's this great book that's called The Gap and the Gain, which is all about how you got to look back every day and celebrate the wins of how you're farther than you were yesterday. And so I try to take that with me and reflect every day on like what did I get today? Even if it was a failure, what did I learn from that gave me now an edge over where I was yesterday. So I think that's the first one. The second one, clear as kind, I honestly have to like meditate on because I'm from Minnesota and I am horrible at giving people direct feedback. I'm like so Minnesota nice. I'm like, and by the time I'm done giving people negative feedback, it's so unclear typically because I'm like, oh man, like maybe it was my fault. Maybe I could have been more clear. And so anyway, I think there's this great quote from Brene Brown, which is clear as kind, that I've really needed to embrace it. Like if people need to improve in a role, I just need to meditate on how like one day they are much more equipped for their role and they're thriving and they only got there from like clear and direct feedback from me. And so I'm trying to do a better job at that.
That is hard. Where'd the entrepreneurial itch come from?
Good question. I have always had an interest in entrepreneurship. In high school, I wanted to start a fruit shop for like working families because I saw how much time it took to like wash and anyway cut up fruit and everything. Anyway, so that was my first idea. It didn't really go anywhere. But my husband and I then in college did an entrepreneurial club together. That's where we met. And then I kind of went into the corporate America route. So I worked in big corporate at a company called 3M, and then worked in management consulting at Boston Consulting Group, which was a great like feeding ground for learning. But ultimately, I knew I kind of wanted to land it back in more of an entrepreneurial role once I kind of explored the corporate world.
Nice.
And so far, you love it?
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, it's definitely. There are more highs and more lows, I guess I would say, as far as there's a lot of responsibility on your shoulders as a business owner, and it's a different. BCG was stressful in its own way, but I think the stress of business ownership is more emotional in some ways, I guess, and less logistical than it was at BCG. And but overall, there have been a lot of highs too, and I think on the whole, I'm grateful that I went this route.
So far, what's your favorite thing about it?
I love working with our team, and specifically in both companies, our team is very global, and I have a goal of meeting every person in our team in person, and so I travel a lot, and I like getting to connect with the team members, and I think my favorite thing is just seeing growth in our team members of like, okay, we as a company did things that we never were able to do a year ago, and that's because each individual on the team has grown. That's what gets me really excited.
How many members do you have?
So we have about 30 across the two companies.
Let's take a quick break, reset this camera, and let's get a little further here into the interview. Julie, let me pick up where you just kind of had left off, because I'm interested in this from a managerial perspective. You got 30 employees-ish across both companies. How challenging is it to manage that?
I guess I have grown a lot as a leader because it is challenging, especially I think my biggest challenge is what I was mentioning as far as giving people feedback.
And are they all remote?
Yes, we are fully remote. And so, yeah, it's we do get together often as like pockets of the team and different retreats. But on a day-to-day basis, yes, everyone is remote. So I think the biggest challenges are just giving people feedback and then, of course, dealing with performance issues, which luckily we haven't had too many of those to deal with. But, you know, we've had a few situations where we've needed to part ways with someone. And so that's been a growing experience for sure. But I think overall there have been a lot more really fun and sweet moments of, just having a lot of mutual gratitude between me and the team that we found each other and that our paths crossed. And we have a really great leadership team in both companies that also really help and are very strong managers, which then provide support to the rest of the company.
Nice. Well, let's play a little game.
Okay.
Let's play a little game. We're going to call this is called Deal or Dumbbell. We're going to ask you, we're going to make a statement, and you can tell us if you think it's a good thing, that'd be a deal.
Okay.
If it's something that's a bad idea, it'd be a dumbbell.
Okay.
Okay. replying emotionally to a 1-star review before you cool off.
Oh, definitely dumbbell.
Why is that?
Because I think a lot of people look at how people respond to the 1-star reviews, and so you definitely want to put a lot of thought into how you reply, and even if you reply to the review.
For people who aren't smart enough to hire your company when they have a review, they can't get removed.
Yeah.
Is there any type of response that you do recommend people give?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, I would recommend responding and just, well, first off, okay, let me just run down the protocol before you reply. My first instinct when you get a review is to try to contact the person outside of the review. So give them a call, try to see if there's a way you can change things, make it right. I've had clients that reached out to RepSpray because they wanted a 1-star review, but then they said they called the person and they actually changed it to a 5-star review just because they had such a positive engagement and as far as the way you handle the feedback. And so that's like best case scenario, right? And I think people learn a lot from the way you handle it. But there are some people who just are incapable of being reasoned with. So if that does not work, I would appeal it from your own Google business profile and just try that route just to see if you can get it down on your own for free. And then I would reply, and in your reply, to your point, in many professions, you can't air out all the details of what you think the truth is, but at least just a nice reply that's like, we, appreciate your feedback type of a thing is helpful.
One of the challenges that I've seen with a lot of business owners is that they're incapable of dealing with that conversation in a reasonable, rational, and respectful manner. I have a client who, when you cross him, he takes it very personal, and his response is going to be to push back as hard as he can push. There's no humility. There's no ability to pull it back, and that's not going to get you the response you want. It's just not. No. We get calls from people all the time also. It's like, oh, I want to sue him for defamation and so forth. And I look at him like, this is an opinion. Like, you're not going anywhere.
Totally.
Nope.
And now you've pissed him off.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I've definitely had to tone it back on a couple of those things.
Yeah.
For sure. Because we get some of our 1-star reviews are pretty personal. And they didn't actually listen to what we're telling them. So that's where it's like, okay, we're not going to win this.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, I do want to talk about your this. Do we call it a vacation you're about to take?
Yeah, you can call it that.
Wellness retreat.
Wellness retreat. I think that's more accurate.
Wellness retreat.
So tell us about this wellness retreat that you and your husband are getting ready to go on, because
Yeah.
I think it's very interesting.
So tomorrow afternoon, actually, we are headed to Austin, Texas, to a place called Miraval. I found out about it because I'm a big Hyatt person. Like, I have Hyatt credit cards. I get a bunch of Hyatt points, so I can spend my Hyatt points there, which is my ideal scenario. And it is essentially a wellness retreat. So it's like all inclusive. They have a lot of healthy food. And what I love about it is there's a lot of great activities. So you can do kayaking, you can do like obstacle courses, archery, which I'm terrible at. A lot
You're
of
not
yoga
Katniss Everdeen?
classes. No, as much as I like to think I am, I'm not Katniss Everdeen. Yeah, yoga classes. My husband has a personal favorite. There's a sound bath, which I will say I only enjoyed the first 15 minutes of because then I was
sound
completely
bath?
asleep. Yeah. So what it is, there's no bathing that happens, but it's basically,
You know what this is?
Yeah.
He's nodding. Yeah. So it's like they on like metal bowls. There's sound.
They can be like metal, crystal, depending on.
Okay.
on my car.
Now I know what you're talking
Oh,
about.
you're deeper
They
in
do
this
some
than
weird
I
stuff.
am.
Yeah.
The only unfortunate thing is this one cost a lot of like the resort credits, and I think I only enjoyed about 10% of the experience because then I fell asleep promptly.
That's kind of the best part though, because
But-
with like there is the thing with frequency where like depending on the bowl,
Yeah.
I'm not into it, but like there's people that are like this crystal has a really good vibration, like that's where those type of people give chiropractors like me a really bad name. So, but
I agree with you.
there is a thing with frequencies. That is a thing. So yeah, if you can fall asleep, you use that as like that frequency. You can send some energy with you. You can feel rested. Maybe like you said, if you're super busy, you have a hard time turning it off. If you can get a 20-minute nap, 45-minute nap, that's clutch.
Yeah.
So it can definitely help you, but.
Yeah.
I think there's some differences in like sounds and different emotions and things.
Yeah,
so
the
it's a
different
thing.
frequencies are supposed to unlock different things
Yeah.
or something. All it unlocked for me was great sleep, but
That's something.
All right,
that's a
so
benefit.
so maybe that's not the class you go
That's a
to this time around.
yeah.
So yeah, we know for next time.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was
All
a good
right.
time, though.
All
I've
right.
definitely done one of those. They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I took a great nap.
Yeah.
Took a great nap.
Yep.
Would
Okay.
recommend.
Well, I haven't been sleeping that well lately, so maybe that's what I need.
Try it out.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
go to the sauna.
Or go to the sauna.
Do they have a sauna?
They do in the spa, yeah.
Is there a cold plunge with it?
No.
What?
I know.
That was the other one we did on
Leave
site.
them a
That was our
review.
first one we did. Yeah.
Suggest that. I figured in Austin they'd have at least a cold plunge or
Yeah.
something.
I should give them that feedback.
All the big podcasters that are out of Austin are like, oh yeah, we cold plunge all the time. Like I figured that place would have had it. Okay. Interesting.
So you're looking forward to it, it sounds like.
Yeah, I'm very
What's your
excited.
favorite part that you like to do there?
I'm a water person, so I like they do kayaking or stand-up paddle boarding. It's a lot of fun.
Is it on? There's a river through
river.
Austin, right?
Yes. Yeah,
Is
I
it on
forget what
that
it's
river?
called, but yeah, it's in that.
So is it downtown Austin or on the outskirts?
The resort is on the outskirts. It's more in the hills side, on the
Okay.
western side, but they will shuttle you to, I think it's Lake Oxton, but maybe that's actually a river or something like that.
Yeah, I
They
can't remember.
shuttle you there for the kayaking. But my favorite overall part is they don't let you have your phone. And I
That's
feel like
clutch.
as a business owner, it's very hard to actually unplug. And so I do like that they give you a little sleeping bag for your phone when you arrive. And so I like being forced
So
to
what's
shut off.
what's the period of time you're without your phone?
It depends, but you can only have your phone in the room. And so sometimes I'll go to, 2 or 3 classes and then
Okay.
maybe go to the room, change clothes.
Okay, you just
check
don't have
my
it with
phone.
you.
You just don't have it with you. So
Okay.
you can have it on the property, but just it can't be visible to anyone other than yourself.
You mentioned resort credits.
Well, yeah, because you can't do every single class, so it's all inclusive, but you get like
To an extent.
a dollar value
Okay.
of credits you can spend in a day, and then I allocate those to different classes.
Do they roll over day to day? Like if
Yeah.
you don't use any of them on Monday, you can use them on Tuesday?
Yeah, it's like for the whole stay.
Okay, cool.
Nice. Nice.
I've
Interesting.
never heard of something like that.
It's fun.
Sounds like something you'd recommend.
Are
Would
kids
you?
allowed?
Not sure.
I'm not sure. I don't think they are.
Darn. That's what we do. We do the cruise vacations because you don't get cell phone service and they have daycare for the kids.
Nice.
So,
Yeah,
there you go.
that's perfect.
Yeah. Well, so if somebody wants to get a hold of you for either Lexigate or for RepSpurt,
Yeah.
how do they find you?
For both, you're welcome to contact me on LinkedIn, Julia Whitrock Hensel, or either of the websites, lexigate.com or repspurt.com. Or we have social media profiles for both as well.
On Peloton, what's your favorite thing to do?
Ooh.
Who's your favorite trainer?
My favorite is Jess King. I love the sweat steady classes, and I just feel like it's like a spiritual experience sometimes because she's very into like the music and how
She
things go
is.
with the beat of the music. So I enjoy Jess King. I also like Tunde, Robin. I would say the more intense instructors. I'm not a big Cody Rigsby girl. So
if you're on Peloton, you know what she means. So I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
I have no idea what you mean.
You got to get on Peloton, my
It's
friend.
just more
I
fun.
tried. My
You
ass
connect
hurt.
your phone to it. You follow your stats. As a stat guy, I would think you would really get into it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do it. My butt hurt too much. Like 10 minutes on there, I couldn't do it. I even got a
You
new
got to build
seat.
up to it.
No. I'll do
You
it.
told me yesterday you were going to do a triathlon with me. So
Are you going to do BJJ? Are we going to do it?
for a class and for the show,
The class, yeah, for the show.
we'll do it for the show.
They don't have.
Yeah,
We
fine.
made a deal since Joe does triathlons.
Okay.
I made a deal. If he does the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu class experience,
Okay.
I will do some sort of triathlon class experience.
Oh.
I hate running.
Wait, there's a triathlon class?
He does.
There
he belongs
is.
to a
He's going to be
club.
doing the Naperville Triathlon. That's what he's doing.
I'll do the sprint.
Yeah. Okay. See, there you go.
What's the distance? 25 yard, 50 yard
No.
shuttle runs.
Well, the swim's not bad. That's like
What's the
350. It's like 350 yards. It's not bad. And then you probably won't drown. Half
Is
of
it
you
a
can walk.
5K?
If I
Yeah. 5K run and then 13.1 on the bike. At 13.
I
I think
need
it's
new
about
tires
13.1
on my bike, but I can do that.
Oh yeah, I mean people. That is probably the most approachable triathlon anywhere. There are people that I literally saw a woman the first time I ever did it on the pre-ride, which was like the Saturday before, where they take you on the bike course and kind of walk you through how it's gonna go. She literally gets her bike out of the car and she has the kickstand down on it. And I look over and she has cobwebs on the bike. Swear to God. So, but you get people from literally doing no training to do it to some really incredible athletes doing it. It's huge, huge range and incredibly well organized. So if you're going to do one, and it's in your backyard. So there you go.
It is. I'll do that.
There you go. So your butt hopefully won't hurt after doing that. So don't want to tell you there. I want to cover a couple other things here just because you gave us some pretty good notes here. Your dream day, you wake up somewhere much warmer than Chicago, ideally Hawaii. You been to Hawaii?
I love Hawaii. My husband and I went for our honeymoon, which was 8 years ago, and we've been back almost every year since then. So
Nice.
That's awesome.
Favorite spot there?
we go to Kauai, which is a smaller island, and it's just beautiful and a lot of fun.
We gave my kids the option of going to Hawaii.
They turned it down?
They turned
What'd
it
they
down.
say?
They turned it down.
Why?
It was, I don't know, because they're insane.
Yeah.
It made no sense to me whatsoever. We gave them a
wanna do the
list of
flight?
like 10 things to do, and Hawaii was on the list. And it wasn't even like in the top 5.
Wow.
It was weird. It was very strange. I've ruined my children, clearly.
Yep. They're spoiled.
Yeah, something like that. Dream day also includes, ideally, dinner with your husband and sushi in particular.
Yes.
What's your favorite kind of sushi?
Oh,
Are we sushi or are we sashimi?
I am probably more like rolls because I love a good
I'm right there with you.
I love a good spicy mayo situation. And so some sort of like tuna, spicy mayo, a little bit tempura maybe. It's like my dream roll.
If you're not aware, Mariano's has the best grocery store sushi.
Really?
Yeah, it's very strange.
Oh wow.
But
There's
is.
a
I've heard people
Mariano's,
rave about it.
3 minutes from my house. So
There you go.
the more you know.
It's clutch. My 6-year-old will crush like 2 of them.
Wow.
She loves
It's a
them.
good life hack.
She's a bougie 6-year-old.
I was going to say,
Yeah,
I
that's
was
fair.
not having sushi as a
That's
6-year-old.
fair.
She yelled at me one time when I ordered her normal tuna rolls, and she's like, "No, I want the nigiri." I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry.
Excuse me.
You can just have the straight tuna with rice." Good.
Yeah. Yeah, my 12-year-old ordered the filet mignon at Ramsey's in Naperville on Sunday.
Wow.
Yeah, I had the fish and chips.
There you go.
I had the filet.
She didn't want the what was it?
He
Beef
wanted-
Wellington.
No, we had some beef Wellingtons. It was, but no, he wanted the filet, medium rare. So I give him respect for that at 12. And your dream day ends with going to bed early, ideally 9 or 10.
Yes.
Is that your normal bedtime?
Yes. I'm
I am
100%.
impressed.
That's
Welcome to
early?
our lives.
9 or 10 is early.
Well, what do you...
What's a normal late? What's a normal night?
Well, 9 or 10. Yeah,
Okay,
I mean,
okay.
9 or 10 is great. I just don't like staying up late because I wake up at 6 or earlier.
Okay, that's fair.
We're there with you.
Yeah, I'm up earlier.
Yeah, well,
I
we're
go to
yeah.
bed at 10.
Yeah. We don't have a choice. It's the only time you can get up.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
I would get up 6 o'clock on vacation was perfect. I love it, but I can't.
well, I've got to get back into the 4:15 route because the last 2 mornings I've failed miserably. So
Wow.
You didn't say that for your failure earlier.
I didn't want to talk about it. That's the only time if I'm going to work out during the week. It's the only time I can work out. I get up at 4:15. I need to be working out by 5 at the very latest, either at the gym or on the bike or out for a run or whatever. Because I get back home by 6 to get my daughter off to high school.
Wow.
So, and I don't want her to go off on her own. So that's just the way it is. Suck it up and deal with it.
Smart.
So, any other advice? Anything else you want to hit for the sake of the podcast?
No, I think we covered a lot of ground. This was fun.
All right.
I'm definitely excited about using. Well, next one-star review, we're definitely calling it again.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about some key takeaways that we got from this. Obviously, when you get that negative review, because you're going to get it. If you haven't had it yet, it's coming.
It's inevitable.
It's going to come. You're going to have a crazy person you're going to deal with, and you can't appease them. I really am a firm believer in not having that knee-jerk reaction and responding in just as nasty of a negative way. You should have a person on staff, whether it's you or somebody else in your staff, who can make that call calmly and try to get them to remove it. And you know who works for you that can't do that. We all have those people in our offices.
Uh-huh.
And sometimes we're that person.
I'm not that person. I'm the cool-headed one.
I agree with you. I know who the person is in your office who can't make those phone calls.
She's done a couple of phone calls, but
I know. She probably gets pretty agitated when she does it too.
it's pretty funny.
Yeah. But when you've done those efforts and you've gone through Google and you're not able to get it removed on your own, there is a solution that's out there. So
That does work, and there's no risk.
yeah. And, in doing this podcast, one of the things, and Julie, we talked about this earlier, one of the things I've loved about it is that we have come across so many new resources that help run our businesses better and that we can share with friends of ours to just make life as an entrepreneur easier. Because the reality is it's not easy. In fact, I do have one more question for you. I presume that when you pulled the trigger and you walked away from the consulting gig and working for 3M and these big companies where I presume you were getting paid something, and you went to work as an entrepreneur, you went from the safety of a salary to the safety of nothing.
No safety. Yeah. Exactly.
So that's a big decision. Did you ever question it, whether or not it was the right move for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think the The financial aspect, I think I came to terms with early because we had saved and prepared and whatnot. I think the biggest thing for me was jumping from a place where I felt really comfortable to a place where I didn't quite frankly know very much about. And I think, there's a lot of talk about like imposter syndrome and are you, oftentimes people in the corporate world feel like they're faking it till they make it and that you're not supposed to feel that way because everyone feels that way. And it's okay. You actually do know more than you think you do. But I thought, I am an imposter. So I should feel the imposter syndrome because I've branched into something totally new, which is very different from anything I had ever done. And so I just had a lot of doubt of thinking, this is a company I acquired. And if this was a job interview, would I have gotten this job? Because I don't know if my resume backs that up.
Would I have hired myself?
Exactly. So that thought was just living rent-free in my head for, I would say, like the whole first year of doing this. And so anyway, I think that was the most difficult part was just the uncertainty and needing to build my own confidence in the value I can add.
What I think is interesting about that is that we've talked before on the show about the difference between working in the business and working the business, running the business, working on the business. It's not the same thing.
Totally.
And to your credit, and for the entrepreneurs that listen out there that have the dream of doing something like this, it sounds like you went about it the right way because you acquired the business. I'm sure your business background and the consulting helped you figure out whether or not this was the right call for you. But the imposter syndrome, when a CEO goes from being a CEO of a large Fortune 500 company to moving to a different industry, it's a different business. But the business core elements as far as how it runs can be the same across different industries. So not everyone understands that. Obviously you do. Because now you got two businesses and apparently you're looking to acquire a third. If you have an idea, Mitch, she's ready to hear it.
I would say ads.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Good to know.
Because they go hand in hand for now. But yeah, you're right. If the future's unquestioned, who knows?
One last question from me for you, and that is you've got a spouse who also is an entrepreneur. Between the two of you, you have 4 businesses.
Correct.
Any advice for a spouse, for an entrepreneur who has a spouse about maintaining that relationship?
Ooh, good question. I think one thing that's worked really well for me and my husband is I think it actually helps us that we're not working together in any of the businesses. I mean,
Mitch works with his wife.
Yes, so that maybe you might have thoughts on that. But I do think,
Dang it.
if you're already in that situation, I'm sure Mitch can maybe give you better tips and advice. But I think for us, at least it gives like some separation of, we're not needing to wonder, should the other person be doing more? Is something someone's fault? That type of thing, because we each have our own lanes a little bit more. But I think, the emotional journey of an entrepreneur is challenging, as you both know. And so I think just being able to have someone to talk to about, one thing I really appreciate is my husband always pushes me to be like, okay, what were your wins? And so if I had a bad day, he'll be like, okay, what were your wins? And I have to give at least 5 wins. And even if there are bad things that I can say, now I know that, and I didn't know that before, and that's a win, I can grow from that. And so I think just encouraging people to focus on the gain, not the gap, is, I think, one of the most helpful things any spouse can do.
So definitely
like
good
that.
for support.
5 wins. I ask my kids to get them to talk about their day, ask them about the best thing, the worst thing of the day, but ask them about 5 wins for the day. I like that.
Change
That's nice.
that.
Yeah. Any other
I'll have to
thoughts?
pocket that for 4. I'll have to pocket that one for like 4 years down the line.
Yeah.
My kids are
It's
old
probably
enough.
a little early for you right now.
Yeah, I ask them just what was your favorite thing? What'd you like the best?
Recess.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah, they do recess, lunch, art. Yeah.
That all sounds pretty good to
my
me.
girls love art, so
Yeah.
So
Anything else for the show?
no, those are great. Again, if you, I haven't fielded any like the. Well, no, we have actually. Our office had the same situation where like multiple people have said, "Oh, let me help you get rid of your reviews." None of them had a good sales pitch. It's like, "Oh, pay me, then we'll do it." I'm like, "No, I'm good." But as soon as you go, "You don't pay me unless it works," that's an easy sell every time.
Yeah. Well, and you've got 2 people here that can tell you that RepSpurt works, no question. So there you go.
Quickly.
Yeah.
And like from old reviews too, like long ago.
So there you go, entrepreneurs. If you need a little help in that department, there is a resource out there to help you. We will have Julie's information posted, of course, with the YouTube description and on social media when the episode's released. So thank you for joining us today. We really appreciate you making time out of your busy schedule. That is a wrap on this episode of Dads, Deals, and Dumbbells. Thank you, Julia, for joining us today and talking through one of the most relevant topics of any business owner.
Yeah, if you're a business, your reputation matters. It affects trust, lead, revenue, honesty, and your stress level.
If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, leave us a review, a legit one, or we'll have to have Julia come take it down.
We know someone.
Share with another entrepreneur who needs this conversation or maybe fighting something that is really unfair.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for tuning in. Now go lift something heavy. Take care of your people and your reviews.